Hello and welcome to today's project. What we're going to do today, what I'm going to walk you through is the rudder installation on a Radar 115. It's a Wilderness Systems kayak. When you order your kayaks, you can have it complete with rudder, or you can add the rudder kit yourself. And it's just a matter, a few items are bolt on, a few things require some drilling, a few things require screws and bolts to put in. But for the do-it-yourselfer, it can really be done pretty quick and easy. The rudder is a really cool item to have on your kayak. It's great in the wind. It's great for maneuvering. It takes all of the effort out of maneuvering with your paddle. It eliminates corrective strokes. So it lets you put all your energy into just right, left, going forward, and you're going to use your feet to steer the kayak. So when your kayak is delivered to you, it's going to come pre-rigged with the tubes. These are small plastic tubes that have an opening on the back of the kayak, and they run all the way through the hull, and they have an opening at the middle of the cockpit, which will connect to the slides. So we're going to go ahead on and get started. It comes with a couple of screws patching up these holes. That is where the mount is going to attach that actually holds the rudder blade. So you pull out the screws. This item, this little bracket, is actually going to attach in that spot to the back of the kayak. It has a couple Allen head screws. They're inserted with a couple of lock washers. And it comes with an Allen wrench that allows you to reach inside that bracket, and it's as simple as running 2 bolts into the holes that you just took the screws out of. So that's pretty simple. So the next step that's going to take place here on the back of the boat is this is Spectra line. It's really tough. Even though it has small diameter, it is super strong, and it has 0 stretch, and it attaches the rudder blade to the foot pegs. So it is going to provide all of the connection to your feet. It's actually what is going to steer the kayak. So it's just a matter of feeding the cable. It's interesting, I call it the cable. It used to be cables back in the day. It's a Spectra braided line. And so you feed it through the plastic tubes that are already inserted at the factory. And as it goes through, you will see it pop out at the other end. Okay, so once you have successfully ran the cables out the other end, I like to split the difference equally and come right here to the middle. I bring out enough space, and I will cut this. And it takes some pretty heavy duty clippers. That is some really tough stuff. Now we have the rudder blade, and it is attached with a little clip, and it's just as simple as dropping it into the bracket that was installed. Drops down, and it has this little clip, little round clip, goes through the hole and around. So this rudder is going to be able to retract. And the way these are anchored in, the way these Spectra cables are anchored in the back, is this little item right here. The way that works is the cable goes through and through the hole, and then it mounts in to what you've created right there. It is anchored in with a little Allen head screw. You just want to go kind of finger tight with it At this point, it's got a nice little rubber washer that goes on the bottom, and then it also attaches with a nice little clip. Drops in, presses on, and then the clip right through the hole. There you go. And then we're going to repeat the process, same as that, on the other side. Here you go. You will see up at the front of the cockpit where the plastic tubes pop out, the Spectra cable has come out at the other end. This is going to be rigged up after I put the slides. I'm going to put the metal slides and the foot pegs in up here on this part of the kayak. That'll be the last process. Then we're going to come to the side of the kayak and we're going to remove the screws that are installed at the factory. That is going to be the mechanism that controls the up and down motion. And these items will just go right back put them about halfway in. This is the item, little slide. It's got a, when you install it, it has a groove on top and bottom that allows one side to slide forward and one side to slide back. Want to install that with just a little bit of slack. And the third one is going to go right up here where you can reach it. It's going to be installed loosely until we put all of the mechanisms together. So the way the rudder goes up and down is one cord is going to go forward, one goes backwards, and then vice versa whenever you want to go up or down. So you want to feed the cables. It's actually little piece of nylon cord in this situation under the slide. Get that one started in place. I like to go loose with these items until I get everything put together, and then I'm going to come back and snug everything up in the end. And so you have the nylon cords that run the length to the rudder, and then the final piece that allows it to slide back and forth is this nice little piece of bungee cord. And it actually has a hole where each one anchors. It allows you to connect the nylon cord to the bungee. And what the bungee actually does is it gives you a little tension. It stretches. So it's just a matter of wrapping around. One side goes in, one comes out, and whenever you're sitting in the seat, you'll be easily to just reach down to your side and slide forward. So we're going to go ahead on and get that one into place, and then we're going to take the top nylon cord and it goes in the hole right there, and it just slides through this mechanism, and we're going to keep that one in place with just a simple little overhand knot. Then we're going to go to the bottom, take the bottom nylon cord, exactly the same process, through the hole, pull that excess out, and we're going to make final adjustments on this in a minute, but just to keep it in place, we're going to tie a little overhand knot with a little bit of tension, and basically that is set up. So you have your slide in place that's going to deploy the rudder. What I have done is I've already removed the foot pegs, the permanently affixed foot pegs that come from the factory. Remove these. It's just simple as a screw in the back, screw in the front with a nut that you can reach from the inside, and these will be set to the side. And what will be installed is a metal channel that your foot peg will actually slide on. You'll be able to rest your feet foot on this, and then the Spectra cable will be attached at the back. And when this is permanently mounted, it's actually going to slide and pull the cable. And when you want to go right, it's just as simple as right foot forward. And if you want to go left, left foot forward. Pretty easy. So already removed those. And one little step that you have to take is these things are universal for sit-insides and sit-on tops and different models. So for this one, what you have to do is drill the hole out actually to 5/16. I've already done that just for the sake of moving along with the video today. But the holes are drilled and they mount exactly in the same spot that the others were taken out of. So we're going to get the screws, get the hardware that comes with that, and get those put in. So on the slide, on the back side, the one closest to your feet, it actually has a molded in insert. It's just as easy as putting the screw in. But for the front, you actually have to go inside the hatch on the front, and what you're going to do is the screw goes through the hole, and then it has a locking nut and a rubber washer. Tools required for this process: the drill and a 3/8 inch wrench. So you're going to go inside, find the nut in the back, so we're just going to repeat the process on the other side. Then it's just a matter of getting the foot pegs with the slides. Right into the track. That is your moving parts right there. Then you're going to come through here with your Spectra line, and it goes through the hole. And what you're going to do with this, there's different knots you can tie for it. What I do is I will tie a series of overhand knots. It's just a matter of anchoring this cord to the slide. So an overhand knot, and I like to put 4 or 5 is good to get that, get them to lay down nice and tight against each other. And then we're going to duplicate that on the other side. You will find that it ties off nice and easy. And part of the adjustment that comes with this is when we go to the back of the kayak and we make our final adjustments, you want to have these slides where they have enough room to slide forward and back. You want them to have plenty of play. So what I do is I like to line them up evenly in the metal slide to where they're matched up. And then we're going to go to the back of the boat and we're going to make a final adjustment on the lengths. Okay, so here we are at the back of the kayak. And I left these loose in the beginning so I could pull out the slack once the front is firmly attached and pull this exactly where I want it. And then the final process is locking in these nuts with some tension, and it's going to anchor it into place. Then we're going to come around to this side, pull all the slack through until it's nice and even on both sides, and anchor that one as well. I'm gonna go ahead on, tighten these up, attach, make sure our cords are in place, nice and snug, looks good there. And we're gonna give it a test. So when you're sitting in the seat, you reach back here, it's just a matter of pulling this, and the rudder is deployed. So the rudder is in the water, and then your foot pegs are going to control the toss of the rudder. So you want to go right, it's just a matter of right foot forward, left is left. Nice little easy do-it-yourself project. Everything seems to be in order. Rudder down, rudder up. And you have extra pieces, those are going to be trimmed off at the end to make everything nice and clean. But basically, in a nutshell, in really not too much time and a few basic hand tools, you can get that done. So that was pretty easy. The only thing left to do is cut off the extra pieces. I'm gonna go back, snug up all my nuts and bolts, make sure everything is nice and tight, but it's just that easy. If you buy your kayak new, it comes rigged, ready at the factory. If you would like to do it later as a do-it-yourself project, it's very doable, guys. A few small hand tools, a little bit of time, and you can do it. So stay tuned. We're gonna have more rigging tips, helpful hints to customize your kayak, you know, the extra things. This is a factory item, very easy to install, but you can get as creative as you want. There are a lot of add-ons to do, and thank you guys for stopping in today, and good luck with your do-it-yourself project. If you have any questions, check in with us, subscribe to the channel, ask comments, questions. We always follow up on that. So appreciate you for stopping in, and we'll see you out there on the water.